Welcome back to centralcoastradio.com. I'm your host Kyle, and I'm going to just talk now a little bit about a improvised musical act that I was lucky enough to get to see on September the 1st. The act is called Impromptunes, and the magic of live theatre for me is something that you're seeing this limited thing, and that even if it's a even if it's a particular show, there's only a certain amount of performances before it's gone, and any like unexpected hiccups or improvisations on the night, they really only add to how kind of special these shows are. It's not something that's recorded. It's not like a movie that the version of the movie that you see is the same version of the movie that somebody across the country, across the world is going to be watching. That's something that I really like about live theater. And since 2013, Impromptunes have been doing the unthinkable, which is they've been improvising an entire hilarious musical show from start to finish, and it's really just based on a title suggestion from the audience. And during these shows, the music, the dialogue, dance routines, and the storyline, they're completely made up on the night. So whenever you see a any particularly Impromptunes performance, you know that you're watching the first and the last time that show will ever be performed. So the September 1st show was quite a special one indeed. Not only are the talented Impromptunes troupe celebrating their 10th anniversary this year, but the September 1st show in particular was actually their 400th show. And I was lucky enough to be able to attend, and yeah, it was a fun-filled night of celebration, appreciation, and improvisation. Um, it was also something of a fundraiser for the group for the future endeavors and what they plan to do over 2024 and beyond. But I mean, I've always been a fan of some people's abilities at improv. It seems to be one of the first exercises that actors must perform, or one of the first things that an actor must learn in acting colleges, but very few seem to really make a career out of it. And for years, I watched the UK and I guess then the US version of the comedy series Whose Line Is It Anyway, where several different comedians would improvise skits and work with props, and basically it was just an all-around comedy show with a bunch of different improvisational games. And I don't know, I'm always amazed by the talents of comedians in particular to just be able to pluck an idea out of thin air and to be hilarious with it. Now, the full troupe of Impromptunes actually counts over 20 different amazing and diverse performers. But for the special night that I saw, we were treated to the genius of six in particular. And introducing the show was Impromptune's creator and the company director, Emmett Nichols. Now, his affable nature. He has that charisma that just it introduces you to the night and the magic of what you're going to see. And yeah, he just seems like an all around nice guy, and he just eases you into what's kind of a unconventional performance of what you're going to see. But when it comes to the show itself, there is no real true star, and the rest of the team really each got their moments to shine. There was Alexia Brinsley and Brenna Glazebrook, uh, both of them performing multiple roles over the night, as well as Brendan Gardner, Jason Y, and Morgan Phillips. And Morgan Phillips, he also produces the Impromptunes podcast, which is a weekly 30-minute improvised musical for those on the go. Basically, a the Impromptunes live show in podcast form. So it's a good way to check them out and see what they're all about. Uh, Now, regular Impromptunes performances are usually 1 hour long shows, but for us it was different. We were treated to this 2 hour long night of multiple mini games, audience participation, and yeah, all around fun. There were awards given out in recognition of those who had supported the troupe over the last 10 years. There was a very special tailor made song auctioned off um, to a lucky audience member. And, well, it was auctioned off for a lucky audience member. And yeah, we were even treated to a preview of their upcoming Melbourne Fringe Festival show with a segment called Fartum of the Opera, which the object of which was an audience member was called up, and they were given one of the performers' phones with a basically a sound uh, basically a soundboard, and they had to interrupt the performers with farts over the course of this short skit. And yeah, it was that was hilarious, and that was before the show even really got started. But yeah, soon it was on for the main musical performance, and the show of the night was fittingly titled 400 Hot Tamales, named after the fact it was their 400th show. And again, this is a name that the cast haven't heard before the night. Just a member of the audience shouts it out. They pick up on that, and then they just run with it. So our show was 400 Hot Tamales, and it was a tale of love, greed, vehicular homicide, taco trucks, and leprechaun insurance. And of course, like I said, we'd already seen some of the performances by this point, but it was really something to behold just how well the members of this troupe play off of each other and the chemistry that they share. Like I said, there's 20 different performers, but just this six players in particular that I was lucky enough to watch. Yeah, they played off each other so well. Just being able to dive into an unplanned skit with unplanned musical cues. Yeah, and that they really made something kind of special. Like I said, the storylines, plot twists, character arcs, and there were even callback gags that were worked into this just completely bonkers musical. And it, of course, like any kind of a comedy show and any kind of a improvisational comedy show, I guess, it was just as entertaining when things kind of went wrong as when they went completely to plan. And yeah, the performers were just able to roll with whatever the night threw at them, whatever the other performers were able to come up with. They were able to just improvise and keep the night going, and it was just a really fun night. Um, like I said, this was kind of a fundraiser and a look at things. It was a celebration of 10 years, 400 shows, a look to the future as well. And yeah, Impromptunes, they have a big future ahead of them. There's a whopping 5 seasons planned. This night actually went towards a hopeful residency at the Alex Theatre in St Kilda. And yeah, they also have a plan to return to Edinburgh Fringe Festival. And of course, not to mention their upcoming Melbourne Fringe Festival shows as well. In October, they've got a there's the Impromptunes musical show, but there's also one called Bad Prov, which is a Yeah, it's kind of a lewd and crude version of Impromptunes, and I'm kind of interested to see. I'm thinking I might check that out just just to see what they come up with, because I guess that was something about the night. There was just a slight amount of foul language in this, but other than that, it was actually a fairly it was a fairly uh, family friendly night. So seeing them being just completely let off the chain and what they can come up with, yeah, I'm really interested to see what they do with that. That'll be in October. But yeah, as I said, the best part about this act is that even if you've seen an Impromptunes musical before, you'll see something completely different the following night. And yeah, Emmett Nichols and his team, they really deserve all the accolades in the world for their 400 incredible shows. So here's to 400 more. Impromptunes, as I say, they have multiple planned festival shows ahead, and I guess for information on future shows, visit impromptunes.com.au. You're listening to centralcoastradio.com, and we'll be back right after this.